So this is our no-nonsense guide on the Artist. The Artist is a normal movement speed killer, which means she moves at 4.6 meters per second, compared to Survivor's moving at 4 meters per second. It has a 32-meter terror radius. The Artist can place down 3 spectral crows in front of her, about a meter in front of her, in the direction that she's facing at the time. Both the Survivor and the Killer can see these spectral crows and the direction they're facing. The Artist will also see a straight line shooting off the front of each bird, about 8 meters. This indicates the damage range of the bird. Anything past this range will only swarm a Survivor with crows and not injure them. This also applies to anything through a wall or through an obstacle in the way. It will not damage, it will only swarm them with crows. For survivors that are swarmed by crows, it takes 8 consecutive seconds of swatting to remove the crows. During this time, you cannot vault or throw pallets, and it needs to be 8 consecutive seconds. If you stop, you need to start from the beginning. And while a survivor is swarmed by crows, the Artist can see those crows through the wall until they've started swatting the birds for 2.5 seconds, and then the birds disappear from the Artist's aura reading. And any hits through the Artist's power will automatically damage at that point. Whether it's through a wall, whether it's at 150 meters, doesn't matter. If you have birds on you and you get hit by the crow, you will take damage. Additional note, if you run through the crows before they are launched, you will be covered in birds as well, although you will not be injured even if you are already covered by a swarm. Any near misses from the birds at any distance will affect the survivor with Killer Instinct, revealing their location to the killer for 3 seconds. So you're standing over here and the birds go past you, you don't get birds on you, but the killer knows, oh, they're over there. And for those of us out there who like numbers, here's some extra little number tidbits for you. So every time the killer summons another crow, it adds to her eventual cooldown when she launches them. So if she launches 1 crow, cooldown's 5 seconds, 2 crows is 9 seconds, 3 crows is 12 seconds. While she's summoning the crows or after she's fired them, she's slowed down to 3.68 meters per second, and she's slowed down for 1.5 seconds after she fires. It takes her 0.5 seconds before she can summon another crow, and once a survivor is hit by a crow, they cannot be hit by another crow for 0.75 seconds, which means that if the crows are sufficiently distanced, they can hit you twice in one launch, but they have to be pretty far distance. I've noticed it's pretty impractical for a killer to actually get that off. I've done it, but it's not really something you can do consistently without alerting the survivors that you're trying it. Our last little tidbit is that jumping into a locker will remove the swarm of birds from you. Just be careful of Iron Maiden. A lot of Artist players are catching on that might be a good perk to bring. That concludes our guide on the Artist. It's a pretty basic overview. It didn't include add-ons, but I didn't have time for that.